Eastern Europe is one of the first, if not the first, maps that you play in War Thunder, and it's great for the lower BRs. But unfortunately, it goes all the way up to top tier. Even at 8.0 and 7.7, it can be a little small. Well, 8.0 it is too small. But at 6.3, you're right at the cusp there. And this battle is one that kind of shows that. Usually what you would see is a lot of long-range sniping, but that really didn't happen in this map. What we see is that both teams, Team 1 rushes the A point, takes the A point. Team 2 rushes the C point, takes the C point. What Team 2 does also is that they divert people and go straight for the B point and try to get that early cap and that foothold. And if they can gain that foothold, they can usually win. Now the caveat to this is that usually you have each team doing some outflanking. And I know we talk about outflanking a lot, but it is really key because you catch the enemy off guard. Team 1 has an advantage if they outflank to the south to this field. And that gives them the opportunity to kind of hide in the bushes, control how the enemy moves to the B point, kind of do some work for the C point. And if you get all the way to the top, you can control their spawn. Now Team 2 has an advantage to where they go to the north hill across the river, they can see into the B point and control Team 1's movements. It's the same for both sides. What you then get into is that if the Team 1's southern outflankers sees Team 2's northern outflankers, you get this crossfire. So you'll have north-south crossfire and you'll have east-west crossfire, and it just gets into this crazy chaotic battle. And it comes down to whoever's outflankers can kill the other's outflankers, or vice versa, if you want to go with that, will usually determine who's going to regain control over the B point. The B point being obviously the key because each team can usually hold their C point quite well. But in this, we can see that both teams kind of went for a city fight. There was only one person from each side that went to the north, which is really odd in my opinion, but that doesn't matter, I guess. What we normally see though is that when Team 1 tries to outflank to the north, Team 2 has a hill up by the windmill that they can snipe at Team 1 and kill them before they can get to the hill. Now vice versa, Team 1 usually has the opportunity to kill Team 2 if they're trying to outflank to the south. Team 1 has more cover and they can see better, and Team 2 has just got a huge open field that they have to try to cross to outflank to the south. So each team has their own area that is good for outflanking. The key is whether they take it or not. Honestly, this map I think needs to have the B point move to the other side of the river, but then we get into more complications of crossing the river. Team 2 has way more advantages and capabilities to cross the river safely than Team 1 does. All in all, I think this is a good example of why outflanking is important and why you need to know the ranges of where you're going.